The Supreme Court, and we're following this as well, could actually rule on two legal challenges to President Biden's student loan forgiveness program as soon as tomorrow, we're told. The president's proposal would provide up to $20,000 in debt relief for more than 40 million Americans with federal student loans. It comes as a group of Senate Republicans. Well, they've got a plan of their own that they say would actually fight student debt. That plan includes bills that the lawmakers say would help potential borrowers understand the costs of a college education. ABC News senior national policy reporter Anne Flaherty recently followed a group of high school seniors from middle-class families on their journey to attend college without going into crushing debt. And I remember you telling me about this story. It can be a bit complicated to understand. So kind of break it down for us and talk to us about just the time you spent with these seniors and what did you learn? Like, what was the reality check here?
Well, Kira, you know what you and I have talked about is how much the college tuition costs and housing costs have risen over the years. I looked back at my college costs back in the 1990s. It's more than double than it is now. You know, we're looking at sticker prices that can be as much as $85,000 for some of these private universities. So when I go to these kids and I say, you know, look, you're in a different landscape these days. How are you dealing with it? One of the things that they told me is like, hey, we've been told to reach for the stars, but when we get there really aren't a large number of scholarships or grant programs that we can lean on. So I think we have part of the interview that we did with ABC's Mary Bruce. Let's take a look.
But let's say if you're middle class and you make like only 80K, you're
not poor enough. That's the conversation.
Not poor enough.
Are you poor? Yeah. But how poor are you? Because if you're not poor enough, then you're like, that's why it's middle, right? You're like stuck in limbo and it's hard to climb from that.
Yeah, so that was Trinity talking right there. And one of the things that she was talking about was, you know, she has good grades. She wants to achieve the college dream. The question is how to do that when you realize that the funds really aren't there.
So if the Supreme Court strikes down the program, what other options, you know, does the president have to help with student debt relief?
So those options changed recently because of the debt ceiling bill that the president signed. In that legislation, it is now law that he has to begin resuming collecting payments from student borrowers. So we do expect that those will kickstart in October. The interest is going to start accumulating by September. So people need to start reaching out to their loan servicers and making sure that they have the right address, making sure that they can start making those payments so that they don't get behind. I do think what we are going to see, Kira, our advocates are going to be putting pressure on the administration to say, you know, a lot of these borrowers have already paid for their student loans or for their college education well over multiple times because the interest rate keeps them trapped. And that's their argument. They want the administration to give them some grace on that interest.
So just remind us again of the two legal challenges, not just one, but two legal challenges to the president's program, and who exactly is behind them.
Right, so we have two separate legal challenges. One is a conservative advocacy group. They're representing two borrowers that say, you know, look, we're going to be left out of this loan forgiveness program. That's not fair. Then we have a separate lawsuit led by 6 GOP states. That includes Missouri. Missouri says that they're going to be harmed by this loan forgiveness plan, in part because they have MOHELA in their state. This is a loan servicer that they rely on for some cash, for some program, state-funded programs. So they say that they have standing in this case, and they're making the argument that this is just patently unfair. It's basically a bailout only for some Americans.
So what more do we know about the Republican plan to fight student loan debt, and what are critics saying about it?
Yeah, so Senator Cassidy from Louisiana was talking about that this morning. You know, he wants to increase transparency, and that is a big problem, that when these students that I was following go to figure out how much is it going to cost for me to go to college, they don't have anything that they can look to. The sticker price is often not what most students pay. So a lot of times they will become attached to a school, they apply to it, get accepted, they sign on a program, but they really won't find out how much they're going to be paying for it until they're about to begin, and then it feels like it's too late to restart the process. So some of the Republicans want to go back and fix that. I don't think they're going to find a lot of resistance on that, but you know, even Cassidy said it's a Band-Aid. It is not going to fix the underlying problem, which is that college is just too expensive.
Anne Flaherty will follow it, appreciate it, and everything that the Supreme Court could rule on here.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.